Hello everyone, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Chioma Golden Paul, and my channel is a lifestyle channel that focuses on general lifestyle. It talks about every good stuff you can ever think of on lifestyle. So how are you doing? How have you been? How is your Saturday going? For me, weekends are very busy for me. Have lots of chores to do, lots of rehearsals to attend, and lots more. So I was able to change my hair. I just wanted something simple, and then I got this. I was actually satisfied when the woman finished. At first, I was, will she make it? Will it really be fine? I wish I won't be covering this weaving with my wigs, but then I loved the turnout. So I'll be rocking my hair like this for some while. Yes. So today I'll be sharing so many things with us. How to start up a production business, specifically soap production, how to make home cleaning agents. I'm not going to teach us how to make all the home cleaning agents. In the course of this video, I'm going to teach us just one particular product, and that is how to make air freshener. But before I dive into that, I would like to tell us the things we really need to know about this particular production business. The first thing to know is you should be sure if you really want to go into production, because it's very tasking. Just like every other venture, there is no venture that's easy to go in. Starting is not easy. The middle stage is not easy. The ending part is not easy. So if you want to go into production, you have to get started first. You should ask yourself if truly that is what you want to do. Production involves a whole lot of things, ranging from sourcing for your chemicals, sourcing for your materials, sourcing a good printer, getting someone to help you with the packaging materials such as your plastics, your nylons, your stickers, your cartons. So if you get genuine suppliers for all these materials that you need, then you are one way good to go. Then you should get somebody to help you design a beautiful sticker or label depending on what you want. If you want something very attractive, that simply means you need to go to people who are good. Except you're a graphic designer yourself. I am a graphic designer. I design certain things for myself. But when it gets to very professional ones, I involve the hands of experts to help me. So when you have made up your mind to start, the next thing to do is to start. So how do you start? You start by starting. So sometimes when I want to encourage people and tell them things, you learn how to do things by doing those things. So you don't really need to have a forehand information of how to go into air freshener production. This video is just a guide for you. So like I said, you start by starting. No matter how little the capital in your hand is, you can start with it. You start with the little you have, you produce, you try it out, and see what the turnout is. If the outcome is good, the first thing to do or the next thing to do is to share with your families and friends and tell them about your new venture. If it is not good, you check where you made the mistakes and try to correct them subsequent times. So once you have little money in your hand, little capital, you start your production. Even if it means producing for the home, family and friends, and your concentration shouldn't really be on making money immediately. Then the next thing to do is you should start considering who and who to meet for certain requirements and documentations that you need. If you want to take the business to a far height, to a higher height, you must consider getting a CAC papers, create CAC accreditations. So you should think of how to register your business with CAC. The steps for CAC registrations are quite simple. You can just log into CAC and check their website online and start up your registration. Before starting your registration, there are things you should also keep available or make available. you should at least write out 3 names you would want to give this particular business, 3 business names. For instance, if your name is Gold and you want to go into air freshener, the possibility that you would want your name to be attached to your brand, and you can just coil names, 3 beautiful names for your brand. You can choose to say Gold air freshener, golden air freshener. Remember, I'm just giving us instances. Glow, golden spark, whatever, whatever. But then you can just look for a way to call the names around your name. So when you have gotten 3 names, you submit them and they will tell you the ones that are available and you make your final selection. The procedure continues. You might also need to go to any of the CAC offices. Most of the CAC offices are in the state capitals. The one for Abia State is in Umuahia. I'm so sure about that. The one in Lagos is in Ikeja. When I did mine, I did it in Ikeja. And I didn't spend so much. Though I met an agent who helped me to start up the procedure to fill the form, certain forms and all that. So it was quite easy and affordable for me. So you too can just walk into a CAC office and start the registration. I did mine a very long time ago. That was during my youth service. And it was during my youth service that I learned all the skills I learned. Sincerely, let me digress a little. There is no skill that is a waste. Whatever you learn, any knowledge learned, as long as it's a good one, does not have any disadvantage. Instead, it is full of advantages. I would like to share a testimony with us shortly. For 7 years or more than 7 years now, I don't buy soap and detergent in the market. I mean washing soap, not bathing soap this time. Washing soap, I don't buy soap, I don't buy bleach, I don't buy air freshener, I don't buy certain things because I make for home use and I keep them. And to tell you the truth, I've been saving so much for my family. So you too can join this particular train of saving some money for your family while being productive at the same time. So after the CAC production and registration, you can move forward to pursue the NAFDAC procedure. The NAFDAC procedure is very simple and difficult at the same time. It is full of requirements, papers, get this document, get this document. I'm going to give us some of the documents that will be needed. You'll be needed your CAC papers. Definitely that's number one. You'll be needing a space for production. You'll be needing your stickers, you'll be needing borehole profiles, you'll be needing SOP, what they call standard of operation, a handwritten document that will later be typed of how you run your productions. You'll be needing a paper that covers the ingredients you use and the quantity that you use in each production. So there are so many requirements. Maybe that will be a detailed video for another day if time permits me. If time permits me, I will do that. So after that, your production or your product is really ready to go into the market. Like you don't really need to hide to sell it because it's now approved by NAFDAC. So at the end of the whole thing, NAFDAC is supposed to will come for inspection and they will give you a NAFDAC number. That is if you have met up with all the requirements and they have seen that your product is fit for consumers' consumption. So these are the things you really need to know about starting an air freshener production business. To tell us the truth, is a rewarding one. You can make production with 50,000 naira, and at the end of the day, you make 65 to 75,000 naira, depending on how you sell it and how you got your materials. Most times, when you buy materials at an expensive rate, you may not really make all the gains that you planned to make. So, most times, you should consider buying from wholesalers, especially your raw materials. For the printer, the price is negotiable because the higher quantity of labels and stickers you make, the lesser the price. Let's take for instance, if you're making 1,000 pieces of labels you really might pay, let's say, 20,000 naira for 1,000 pieces. If you're making 10,000 pieces, you might end up paying 100,000 naira. So if you check the calculation, each label might cost 20 naira for 1,000. But then if you're making 10,000 pieces, it might just cost 10 naira. So the higher you produce, the lesser the amount. That is how I work with my printer. I don't know for any printer you're going to meet. Okay, so that is that for production. Then another thing you need to know is that there is no production that does not have dangers. So as you're producing, you're supposed to guide yourself, especially when you're handling harmful chemicals. So let me quickly show us what we will be learning today. We'll be learning how to make liquid air freshener, and I will teach us all the ingredients involved, how to use the ingredients. I'm going to tell us the functions of the ingredients, and then we'll go into the production proper. After the production, we will also look at how to package. So I will start now. Let me start by telling us the ingredients that you will need for production. Just hold on a little. So you're welcome back. I'm going to tell us the ingredients that you will need for your air freshener production. We are going to make about 65 to 75 liters of air freshener today, and I'm going to tell us the quantity of chemicals you need. It depends on how good you want your quality to be. If you really want your quality to be big, you should use the adequate measurement. And remember, quality helps you to maintain and retain your customers. When you start diluting things and making them of low standards, just know that you lose out customers. But when you maintain your standard, oh, people will keep coming to you and you will make more money. So it is better to make good quality air freshener than to be more concerned with making more gains. Even if it is 5 naira gain you make, integrity is better than riches. So we are going to start immediately. If you want to make air freshener, you need basically about five ingredients, five major ingredients. And I'm going to tell you the ingredients that you need for your production, and I will also tell you what their functions are, and I will also tell us how to use them and quantities to use them. The very first one is Texapon. This is Texapon. Texapon is jelly-like in nature. It is also used in soap production. Okay, so this is Texapon. It is jelly in nature, and I'm going to tell us the function of this particular chemical in air freshener production. It enables the air freshener to come out through the nozzles, especially for people that will be putting it in containers that have sprays. So the essence of this is for free flow of air freshener through the nozzles of the container or the cover of the container. So the number one chemical that you need for air freshener is Texapon. Texapon. The name is Texapon. The next one you'll be needing is perfume. You need perfume. So for this perfume, it has a very nice fragrance. There are various ranges of perfumes in the market for production. You have the vanilla um, perfume, you have sweet dreams, you have cool breeze, you have rose, you have mango, you have banana, you have strawberry, you have lemon, you have orange. There are so many beautiful fragrances in the market that sometimes when you get to the market you will even become confused. So for perfume, you can choose any perfume of your choice. You can even buy two or more perfumes and mix it. That's a secret, and nobody will even know the perfume you used in your production. So you can mix two or more beautiful scented perfumes to create a unique air freshener that nobody else has produced before. So let's continue with the chemical. The next chemical you need is the methanol. The methanol. The methanol is in the alcohol family, and the function of this is to retain the smell. It helps to absorb the perfume of your air freshener. So it is one of the major agents for making air freshener. So without it, air freshener might not really work. The next ingredient that you'll be needing is another one called the methanol. Sorry, the menthol. This is the methanol and this is menthol. Menthol is crystal-like in nature. So the difference between the menthol and methanol is liquid alcohol, is in the category, in the family of alcohol, whereas menthol is crystal in nature. It has a mint scent. It has a mint scent. The next one that we'll be using is you need water. Depending on the quantity you're making, you need water. The next ingredient that you need in production is what we call the binder. It is also jelly-like in nature, white in color. So I actually brought this in small quantity because, like I said, we will be making little quantity, roughly 65 to 75 liters. So at the end of the day, if you want to make more quantity, you can just use addition or multiplication method to know what you can add. Whenever you want to make production, just consider getting a container that is bigger than the normal size of your production. So if you're making 50 ml, that is half a liter, you should get something that can accommodate more than 50 ml so that you have enough space for shaking. If you're making like 75 ml, you should get something like 1 liter, 1.5 liter. The bigger your container for mixing, the better for you to avoid spillage during mixing. Then at this time, because we are still looking at a small scale production, you don't need too many materials like big machines, you don't need mixers, you don't need any of those big packaging machines. All you need for now is just your mixing tools, which is a very big container that is bigger than the size of your production. So without wasting much time, let us go into production proper. For today, like I said, we are making about 65 to 75 um, cl, not liters, sorry, cl of 30 liters rather. Yes, 30 liters of air freshener. So we are going to use 1.5 liters because there are two 75 cls and 1.5. So this 1.5 is going to help us. In production, if you would want to make anything, you should get a mixing container that is bigger than the products. If not, it will spill. To avoid spillage, you need something bigger. Let's take for instance, if you're making half liter of air freshener, you need to get a container as big as 1 liter that can accommodate mixture. Then for us that are making 65 to 75 cl, sorry, not liters, cl, right? Yes. So for this, for now, we are making about 65 to 75 cl of air freshener. So I will advise we get something bigger, something as big as this. So this is 1.5 liters of container. So if we pour all our mixture into this, it cannot spill because this already is too big to accommodate whatever thing or whatever size that we are making, that is around 65 cl to 75 cl. So like I said, don't forget that we are just doing the small scale on a small quantity, so we don't need all those big machines, mixer, sealing machines and all that for now. So we'll use what we have to get what we need at this time, so that you don't get discouraged and start asking, how am I going to buy big machines, saying that I'm just a starter? The time for the machines will come. Just start first and learn all you need to learn. So the first thing to do is to get a clean container, wash properly, get a clean container and wash it properly to avoid dirt entering your production. Because if you make production and there are dirt inside, it can actually cause problem. So once you get your containers, all the containers that you'll be needing, you wash. So the mixing container must be properly washed. It is preferable to use a container that has cover, so that you just have to use this method to shake. Some people might want to use a bucket, a bowl to add and mix, but I love to use this one containers that have closure to teach beginners, so that your perfume that is volatile in nature will not escape. And at the end of the day, you'll be asking yourself, how come that this air freshener is not smelling so nice? simply means that it has escaped and the perfume has reduced its potency, especially for some of the perfumes you see in the market. They don't have very lasting potency. So when you want to get a perfume, ask them to give you good ones. It's better they sell it at a very high rate than giving you something that even if you pour 50 mils, you will not even get the smell in what you're using. So you rather go for expensive ones and then you start. So for me, this is what I'm using for the mixture. And then the first thing to add is methanol. So for 65 to 75 cl, we'll be using, this is a 50 cl container and this is 25 cl of methanol in it. So for to make 65 cl of air freshener, you'll be needing 25 cl of methanol. Like I said, this is the major agent. So this is the first thing to add to your container, to your mixing container. So I'm going to add, I don't need a funnel because I would want to do it carefully and not pour it on the floor. So this is me pouring my methanol into an empty container. This is it. You keep pouring until everything enters. It doesn't take much time, so just be patient, sit tight, and make sure you have your writing materials. Write the measurements, write all the procedure, the way they are done, a step at a time. So the first that we have poured is the methanol. I repeat, is the methanol. About 25 cl of methanol has been poured into this particular container, and I have my cover ready to cover it. And then we are going to add the next one, which is menthol. The second ingredient to add is the menthol. So we're going to add the menthol. The function of the menthol also is to help retain. It has this cooling scent, mint scent. It's to maintain the air freshener when it is sprayed, to maintain the scent of or the fragrance of the air freshener when it is sprayed. So for this particular wrap, it is sold in wraps. For this particular wrap, depending on your location, you can get it for 200 naira. Depending on, in Nigeria, some markets sell a wrap for 200, others sell for 100 naira. So you see, all these things are not so expensive. For 25 cl of methanol, you can get it at 400 naira, depending on where you are buying. So think what to do is you add half of this menthol into your container. You add half of it into your container. I'm going to show us how I'm going to add it into. I was trying to fix the nylon in the mouth, so I'm going to add just half of a wrap. So you're adding half of a wrap to 25 cl of methanol, half wrap of menthol into 25 cl of methanol. So I'm taking my time to explain this because I want the video to be detailed, and if you follow it well, you will learn it without much stress. So what we have now is 25 cl of methanol and half wrap of menthol in a container that is bigger than the size of the production that we are making. Please don't forget, you can write it down. The first step is to add menthol into methanol, half wrap of menthol into 25 cl of methanol. Then you have to shake for a long time, to shake so that the crystals will dissolve properly. After you've done that, you keep it for some while and get ready to add the next ingredient. So the next ingredient that we will be adding is binder. Binder, that is what it's called in the general market, in Nigerian markets. So binder, the essence of binder is to thicken your solution, to make it, the mixture, firm, to make it richer, to make it thick. You don't really need to add much. So if you would want to get a standard measurement for 65 to 75 cl of your air freshener, you can use a teaspoon, just one baby teaspoon of binder will do. So I'm going to add approximately a teaspoon of binder. I'm not going to add or see the quantity. So this is what I am going to add. This is supposed to be a teaspoon measurement. This is it. This is it. I would have preferred to use a teaspoon, but where I am limited to certain apparatus. So this is it. We have done this, and we'll have to shake it. We'll have to shake it. We'll have to shake it. You see the color has changed. You shake properly. You shake your bind properly. Shake. You keep shaking it until you get a uniform color. And it's supposed to be whitish. We've not added any other thing. So for now, we have just 3 items here. We have 25 cl of methanol. We have half wrap of menthol added to 25 cl of water, and then we of methanol, and then I shook it for some time, and then I added my binder, about a teaspoon of binder, and I am shaking again, and this is what we have. You can shake for a minute or 2 minutes, or you can just shake and monitor until you have your desired mixture, until everything is properly mixed, homogeneously mixed, to an extent that there is no particle that is staying on its own. You shake, 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 shake. Shake, 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 shake. Okay, that is that. So this is what we have. The next thing we are going to add is no other thing than water. So we are going to add about 25 cl of water. Let me hurriedly get the water that we'll be adding. Get the water. This is the water that we're adding. So we add 25 cl of water to our mixture. Remember, we are making a quality air freshener, so we don't really need too much water. For some people, they can actually use this particular chemicals, this quantity, to make 1.5 liters of air freshener. But then I doubt the quality. I don't know if it's going to give you a standard air freshener. But if you want something that is of worth, something that is of quality, yes, don't increase your water. Just leave it at 25 cl. You have to still shake, still shake, still shake, still shake, still shake. Our air freshener is almost ready. You shake for a long time. 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 You see? You shake for a long time. The next ingredient that we are going to add is a little of the Texapon. The Texapon, just like the binder, is just little quantity that is needed. So we are going to add little quantity of the Texapon. We add little quantity of the Texapon into the mixture. Little quantity of Texapon into the mixture. That's what we are doing right now. The outcome will be so beautiful. So roughly 1 teaspoon of the Texapon. You see, it's jelly like in nature. Looks like white hair gel for women. So 1 spoon. That's a full spoon. 1 full spoon. 1 full teaspoon of Texapon. You have to shake the mixture again. Shake for a very long time. You can shake for 2 to 3 minutes. Yes, it is producing lather already because of the soap agent that is in it, which is the Texapon that is making it to form. You have this. You may have to leave it for some time to condense, to descend, to calm down. Okay, for now, this is what we have. Then for some people, they add color. Some people add color so that it will look beautiful. Some people use colors like pink, yellow, green, blue, purple. There are different colors in the market, even gold. But I don't like using color. I would want to share an experience why I stopped using color in my air freshener. When I was starting, when I was still learning, I added color, and I never knew that that color was, will I say, was exploit one, an expired one. You know, they sell these things in wraps, and then I was really buying on a small scale, so I didn't need much, and I didn't even see the bag or the container to notice that it had expired. So on getting home, after my production, I added the color, and then one of the days I tried to use the air freshener, and whoosh, I sprayed. Each amount that dropped on the floor started staining my tiles. Those that dropped on the curtain stained my curtain. I felt really bad. And since then, I said it's a no, no, no. I'm not going to use color anymore for my production. Color is just for beauty's sake. It does not have anything to do for you, just for that attraction. So if you want color, please do well to add color. For me, it's a no, no, no. I don't use color in my air freshener because it does not spoil anything. So I will be telling us some other things while we continue, um, while we wait for this to descend. It's descending, is remaining small, so we are waiting, waiting, waiting. So I'm going to keep telling us some other things that we really need to know. You Okay, so the truth is there are so many air fresheners in the market that the competition is very high. So you have to stick to what I said earlier in this video. You have to make your quality nice. If yours is nice, people will come. So sincerely, I've been making money out of this. I sell very good quality air freshener. For those who know, yes, I do. So you have to upgrade your standard. You have to maintain your standard when you have started. There is no going down. Air freshener is a very good business. All people, if everybody needs air freshener, it's used in hospitals, it's used in homes, it's used in schools, it's used in eateries, restaurants, hotels, what have you. Say it and have it mentioned there. So you can actually get a contract by presenting yourself to them. You have to take yourself to them. Yes, you tell them what you do, give them samples, let them try it and see. So it can also be used as odor control. You pour it into water for mopping. Yes, and the whole house will be properly scented. So you can go to hospitals, clinics, go to schools, go to banks, and tell them, okay, I have a proposal. I would like to be supplying you with air freshener, odor control, whatever you want to call it. It's just about the packaging, the name you want to give it. Then you have to package yourself and tell them that you are good at what you're doing. You give them a sample and tell them, hey, this is what I do. A trial will convince you. But then don't think of money at the first production. So just give people samples and hear from them. Be open to criticism, yes, so that they will tell you the areas you didn't do well. If the scent, maybe as a result of your perfume combination is not so nice, they will tell you. And when people tell you, listen to those things and know the ones you need to work on to upgrade yourself. So there is just one ingredient remaining, and that is the perfume. So while waiting, the foam is gradually coming down. While waiting for it to come down, we will now add the perfume and still stir. So this is our perfume. The scent is very nice. The scent is so nice, nice, nice. So a friend of mine said that she does not just use odor control to control odor in her home or to mop her house, that she also adds little of it to her rinsing water. That's during laundry. So when it's time to rinse, even in her washing machine, she'll just add a little drop of my air freshener into her washing machine so that the clothes will smell nice. And that's also a very good suggestion for people who are into laundry. You can use it as a perfume for washed clothes. So this perfume is the next thing that we are going to do. So for this perfume, this is roughly about 18 mils of perfume, 18 to 20 mils of perfume, and we're going to add everything to this particular one. This is a conch perfume. The smell is very strong, and because we want something of quality, we will add everything. We are not remaining anything. To some people, they might not really add all. They would want to use half. But if you want something of quality, add all. Pour in all the perfume. Pour in all the perfume into your mixing container and cover properly. The perfume has a way of altering the color of your production as you have poured. You shake properly. You shake. What really gives you the scent in air freshener is just the perfume. So the major ingredients is perfume. There is need for you to get a very good perfume. So after production, you need to shake properly and allow the ingredients or the chemicals you've added to mix in properly. Then there's something I also do. As I'm mixing, I try to check if my mixture is smooth. If it's not smooth, I will not stop. So you will not be tempted to say, I mixed for 5 minutes, I mixed for 2 minutes, I mixed for 10 minutes. You keep mixing until everything is totally fused together, neatly mixed, neatly fused, well combined. So from the look of things, we have 75 CL. This is interesting. I was thinking it's going to give us less than that, but see, we have 75 CL of air freshener. So I'm going to start again to tell us all that is in this air freshener. Our air freshener is ready for packaging. I promise to teach us packaging and I will not fail to do that. I will still do that. So I'm going to tell us what we have in this particular mixture. I'm going to start again. If you would want to make about 65 to 75 cl of air freshener, you need 5 major ingredients, and they include Texapon, binder, perfume, menthol, methanol. All these ingredients or chemicals are very, very essential. And lastly, water. So these chemicals are very necessary for a very good production. The very first procedure is you get an empty container that can contain more than 75 cl of the production you want to make, something bigger than the size of what you want to make. For instance, you would want to make 10 liters of air freshener, you need a container bigger. For instance, if we want, just like we are making 75 cl, we are using 1.5 liters of container for our mixing. And I encouraged us and told us that as a starter, you don't need all the big machines, the mixing machines, the filling machines, the sealing machines. You can just do that with just little things, containers, and that's all for air freshener production. So you don't really need to break the bank. Start from where you are. You start by starting. Yes, I think I've repeated this several times, and it's just for us to know that these things are very easy to do. They are very easy to achieve. So what you do is you pour in your methanol into an empty container. You add the next one, your menthol, and you shake. You add and shake. Whatever you add, you shake. You just follow the procedure. So they are well explained. You keep adding the ingredients one after the other, as I have explained in the video. So each one you add, you shake. And lastly, the last ingredient that should be added is the perfume. The essence of this is that so that after adding your perfume, you cover the solution and allow it to fuse in properly so that it will last. And that is what we are doing. We are just buying time before we go into packaging. So you allow it to fuse properly. So the next thing to do is to fill in your air freshener into your packaging containers. I am not of the opinion of selling my products in anyhow containers, in people's branded containers. No, it is an error. If you want to go into production, you should set your mind to doing it and doing it rightly. Please, if I train you and you use other people's container, maybe used soft drink containers to sell, no, 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 no. You're not doing yourself any good. You're doing your products more harm than good, and people will start pricing it down. Of course, yes, when you bring them to them, they will tell you that they are going to buy it for 100 naira, 200 naira, and that might not really cover up for you for the cost of production. So you need to get good and neat new packaged containers. So if you go to the market, there are beautiful containers of different shapes, different sizes, and you should go for the one you want. So for today, this is what I was able to get in the market, and this container is very beautiful. It has a cover, and also it has this container, and it also has a pipe. So we are going to couple these things together before we now package. So the first thing to do is to look for a way to fix in this pipe into this particular cover. You do that by pushing it in. Oh, sorry, my hand is now slippery. I need to dry my hand a little. You push, keep pushing, and make sure it enters. So this is what you have. This is a new container. It has not been used before. So this is the best thing you can do for yourself, getting a container that has not been used before. So you can imagine how beautiful this can be. You push it in, and after that you try to see the measurement. It's too long, so that means we need to cut out some things. So you, with the help of the scissors, you check and cut out some parts and still check again. You don't need to cut out so much so that you will not be struggling with usage after cutting. So you cut to suit your container. Okay, it is better now as the pipe is well fixed. So the next thing to do is to pour in my solution into this new container, but I will need to do that with the aid of a funnel so that my solution will not pour away. So I have my funnel, I have my packaging, my container, I have the cover. So all those things are available, and what I will now do is to check if my solution has mixed properly. It is well mixed, and it is properly ready. So it's ready to be added into the new container. So we'll do that gradually with the aid of my funnel. So I'm going to pour. Oh, the scent is really nice. So I'll pour. You know, this is bigger than this, so this is going to give me 1.5. This is going to give me 1.5 of this. So I'll just pour. You don't fill to the brim, because if you fill to the brim, when you're sending it to a far distance, it will pour. Somewhere around the neckline, you stop. So this is what is left, and I have a full container. Sorry, it has not gotten to that line. Okay, so this is what is left, and this is what we have. So I'm going to show us where this has stopped. This stopped somewhere here. This is so nice, and we are going to cover it properly. So what is now missing is there is no label. Yes, because you have not gotten because you've not gotten your requirements, you've not gotten your CAC, not gotten NAFDAC registration and some other things, you may just be selling it like this. It is not out of place. So till you get all the requirements, you can just be giving it out to people around you. So you can use it in your home, you can use it in your sitting room, you can use it in the toilet to keep your home nice and smelling good. So just hold on, let me cover the remaining air freshener, and I'm going to share something with us. So this is this. You have this already. I'm going to tell us the cost of all the production. It is no more, it's not up to 2,000 naira. Yes, I didn't spend up to 2,000 naira. And it's even high because it's just a small quantity. If you're buying in bulk, you will save so much and the cost of production will be very less. So for this container, I got the container and the cover for 100 naira in Nigerian markets. So I got it for 100 naira in Nigerian market for the container. For the chemicals, I spent roughly, okay, let's just do the breakdown. For the perfume, is about 400 naira. For the Texapon is about 200 naira, that's 600. For the methanol is about 400 naira, that's 600, 400, 1000 naira. For the binder is 200 naira, 1200 naira. For the menthol is 200 naira, that is how much now? 1400, right? Yes, plus this 100 naira container, that is 1500 naira. I did not buy water. I just got water from my kitchen, so I didn't spend anything on water. So roughly 1500 naira was able to give me one and a half of this container. So remember, you are making this for the first time. Of course, nobody will agree to buy this for how much now? For maybe 1,000 naira. No. So when you go into production properly, you will buy bigger chemicals. And remember, most of our chemicals are still remaining. Like the binder is remaining, the taxapon is remaining, the methanol rather is remaining. The perfume is finished, methanol is finished. So if you're now going to production properly, you buy in bigger quantity and you make more profits. So you might now have to buy this in bags. I think a bag of this has about 100 containers in it, and it has to be cheaper, maybe 18 naira in that bag. So the higher you buy, the more quantity you buy, the cheaper it becomes. And remember, this looks expensive because you're making a quality air freshener. Remember what I said, the quality is what matters most. If you're more concerned with gain, you produce substandard things and nobody will buy it. It will be counted as every other roadside air freshener that is in anyhow container. So if you really want to make money out of it, you should try as much as you can to maintain your standard. So that is that about air freshener. Now talking about selling, you can start selling. Don't forget what I said. Let your first production be a free will offering, donation to people around you. Give to people, dash it out, go to church, go to meetings, go to your place of work, create the awareness and give them. You can also make and sell in big gallons, like 1 liter, like 2 liters, 4 liters, 10 liters, and more. So let me really tell us a little about the NAFDAC procedure again. So you should be getting these things ready. If you want to take your business to a higher level, you need a space, maybe 2 rooms, depending on your location or where you're staying, but you need a space and you need to get all the requirements handy. Just visit NAFDAC NAFDAC's website for details: www.napams.org. www.napams.org. You will see the it's self-explanatory. Once you get to that site, they did it so well that it guides you each step. After each step, you just definitely know what to do. But the first thing to do is to fill in a form and then choose your business. Is it a large scale? Is it small scale? Is it micro scale? So I will advise you to fill in micro scale if this is just what you want to do. If you want to go into air freshener production, so just start from somewhere, fill in the requirements and supply. Make sure that every information you're giving them is true, because you are not allowed to edit after giving them information. There are certain things that cannot be changed after registration rather. So while filling in, you have to be very careful. Carefully do it and do it thoroughly, and be sure of the place of production, because you would want to change your place of production and that requires money. So anything you're doing on that site, you have to be careful. So it's better you choose a location you know that you will use for a long time, so that you will not be tempted to get a form again and start afresh for a new change of location form. So whatever information you're giving in, be careful about it. Be careful about it. It's a very simple one, but yet difficult. I had already said that. If you want to go into this production, you can go in. Now let us talk real business. Like, how much can somebody use to start up this business? I'm going to give you a rough estimation of how much you can use to start up this particular air freshener business. If you have about 10,000 to 15,000 naira, you can start. Now I'm going to tell you how you share the money so that you can get some gains at the end of the day. Starting properly now, after you had created awareness and people have accepted your products and you've gotten some people as your customers, then you have to start. So with 10 to 15,000 naira, you can start. You can use 5,000 naira to get containers, the plastic containers, and you can use 10,000 naira to get the chemicals, the raw materials needed. So you have to look for a way to do plus or minus with with the formulation I've given you, and do it. So what am I saying? What do I mean? We have succeeded in making 75 cl of air freshener with the quantities we have used. So if I used 25 cl of methanol to make 75 cl of air freshener, that means you need 50 cl of methanol to make 1.5 cl. 150 cl, that's 1.5 liters. Yes, 150 cl is 1.5 liters. So if you want to make 150 cl, you need 50. So you have to multiply everything by 2. If you want to make 3 liters, you multiply everything I have done by 4. If you want to make 6 liters, you multiply everything we have done and stated here by 6. So the multiplication is just geometric in nature. We made 75 cl. If all the materials listed were used for 75 cl, if you want to make 150 cl, you have to multiply by 2. If you want to make times 4 of it, that is 75 cl times 4, which is about 300 cl, which is 3 liters. That means you multiply by 4. So simple arithmetic can help you to get what you want, and the addition or the multiplication goes on and on. So don't be confused. Make sure you have the writing material and write these things down. Even if it means looking into your paper as you're making your production the first time, you shouldn't be ashamed to do that. Just go ahead and do that. Practice makes perfect. With time, you will get there. So it is simple and not so simple. At the beginning stage, it is not always easy, because when you get to people to tell them about your products, they will tell you they are not interested. They have this one that they are using, this one, this one. Don't be discouraged. You keep pushing. It will get to a point where you meet people and be able to convince them, and once they are convinced and once they try your products and your products are good, they will always come back. So if you have questions, if there are things that are not so clear to you, please feel free to ask me questions on the comment box. And if this is your first time stumbling on my channel, thank you so much for visiting, and please do visit again. Drop your comments, like, share. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you, and God bless you. So I still have other things to tell us. From time to time, I'll be teaching us different things on home cleaning agents and how to make them. So I can teach us how to make soap, multi-purpose soap, car wash, hand wash. So you can drop on the comment box the next thing you would want to learn, and I will try as much as I can to create out time to make the content available for us. So if we can learn soap making, car wash, hand wash. We can learn bleach, quality ones, and not just anyhow production. So if you would want me to do that, you can drop your comments on the comment section, and then we'll get started. Please go to my channel and see other post that I've made there. Have this thing about Japanese water. So this is me now going into something else, because I told us this video is going to contain so many things. So I made a post about the Japanese water therapy, and somebody was asking, does it really work? Like, a friend who met me offline was asking, does it really work? It works. It works. I started it a long time ago and stopped alongside, but then I've gone back to it, and my skin is not so perfect, but to an extent it's glowing. It's glowing. It has no option than to improve as long as I'm practicing the Japanese water therapy. So if you would want to know more about it, you can visit the post. I have made reviews on some St. Ives body lotions. I've made a review on Dr. Teal's body lotion with citrus. I've made a review on the relaxer I use on my hair. And if you want to know about it, please go to the other post and look for them. I've made some posts on how to prevent saggy skin. I've made a post on staying motivated, not giving up easily, not minding what you're going through. Yes, sincerely, let me use this opportunity and encourage somebody. Okay, you can be tempted to call this video a salad video. So to you that is about to start this production procedure, don't get discouraged. Don't say the market is saturated. Please don't do that. And once you get a no, don't be discouraged, because everybody will not accept you at the same time. Remember, they had products they were using before you became a manufacturer, be a producer. So you don't accept no. When even if they say no, you just go ahead and give them, let them test and see. Yes, and you should know the kind of people you're giving. Give to people that will really appreciate it. Okay, sorry, excuse me. So don't get discouraged. Even if you don't have money, you can save up money, but please don't borrow money. Yes, save up money to start. You know why I said you should not borrow money? Don't go and borrow loans from bank. Hey, I'm a producer already, I'm a manufacturer, I want to no, 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 no. Before you even start talking of those kind of things, you must have advanced, matured in it, and you're already a pro before you think of sourcing for financial help outside um, people around you. You can use your pocket money. If you're a student, you can ask people to support what you're doing, free will donation. But please don't borrow money and say, hey, yepa, and just dive into it. Please, the very first attempt, don't do it in a large scale. Do it, just make a little sample to try it out, so that you will not cry had I known at the end of the day. Please, I'm begging us. So this is me encouraging you. Starting is not easy, but you just have to start. If you have started, you have started. Yes, and no quitting. Don't tell yourself I'm not stopping anytime soon. So if you have to paste some motivations around the house, no quitting, no quitting, no quitting. So this can actually be a side hustle. You don't need to leave your current job, current business for this. No, 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 no. You can be doing it alongside. A multitasking person, a multi-talented person. I do so many things, yes. But then that does not stop me from doing what I do as my major job. Yes, so this is me telling you that you can do as many things as possible and still retain your chief hustle. If there's anything like chief hustle, I mean main hustle. Okay, so that is that. So still in the mood of encouragement. It's not easy. So whatever venture you find yourself in, be committed to it, be consistent, do it diligently with all your heart. Consistency pays. I'm a testimony, I'm a living testimony. I have seen it, I have witnessed it, and it cannot just go back. Yes, so consistency pays. Learn to be consistent, learn to be committed, learn to be truthful, be a person of integrity. Let your words be true, so that even if it's sieved and weighed on the scale of trust, let it be that you're not found wanting. So no matter what the challenge is around you, I want you to know that there is always hope for those who don't give up. The worst part of life is giving up. When you give up, it's then over. Okay? So there's this song that says, don't give up, it's not over. You know, that the other part line of the song says, when you give up, oh, then it's over. So don't give up. This is me telling you, don't give up on whatever thing you're doing, even if it seems as if it's not rewarding. Keep pushing. You may not need to quit. You may need to change your strategies. I keep telling people and encouraging them. So if you're into production, there are other things, ventures you're into, and they are not yielding fruitful results, you may not really need to quit. Check all you need to check, analyze what you're doing, and know where you're missing it, and look for a way to find solution to it. But then if you have exhausted all the options and you're so convinced in your spirit, and you're so convinced and you know it so well that this is not just the right thing for you, then then I said then you can now quit. Like, you know, this is just not your thing, you can then quit. I so much believe in harnessing the gifts God has given us, because the parable of the talents made me to understand that it is possible to multitask and still be reproductive. Sometimes I'll be asking myself, so the person that was given 5 talents traded his and brought 5 more interests. That is to say, God is interested in retrading what He has given us to yield more results. Person that was given 2 traded his and returned with more. Person that has one, just one, buried it because he felt it was not adequate, it was not enough. And that is just the problem. So do not bury any skill, do not bury any talent. Fine tune it, keep doing things. It can only get better, it will only improve. You can only add more value to yourself if you're determined, if you're disciplined. Yes. So till date, I still use a to-do list to do all the things I do. After morning prayers, I write out the things I plan to achieve per day, and I try to follow them religiously. Most times I miss out, I don't complete them. What I do is I have to spill them over or carry them over to the next day. But I don't do that as a result of laziness. I don't do that as a result of, oh, tomorrow is there for me. No. I try to hit all my targets, but anyone that I cannot hit, cannot kill myself. Oh, I have to spill it to the next day. So I believe you were able to get content for from this particular video I made. So this is me trying to tell you that it is well in all things. So thank you so much. It's still me, your girl, Choma Golden Paul. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do well to subscribe to my channel. Comment, like, share my videos. This is just your own way of helping me to grow from where I am to where I am supposed to be. Okay, so that is that. Thank you so much for your time. So this is the outcome of what we did in class today. So we were able to make our DIY air freshener in the comforts of our home without spending so much money. We spent roughly 1,500 naira in the whole production. Thanks for watching, and please do visit my channel next time. Bye bye. Thank you.